Hello everyone. Today in this video, we are going to look at the NMAT form filling, looking at what are the things that you need to keep in mind while you fill up that form. Although it's a very simple form and nothing complicated about it, but we'll still have a look at it and understand how to go about filling the form and what are the things that you'll do after filling the form and once you've made the payments. This year, the NMAT form is same as that of the previous years. Only small difference is among the colleges which are actually taking the NMAT score this time. So the list is a slightly more bigger list as compared to last year. We will get into that as we reach that part of the form filling. As always, this year too, the NMAT form is quite simple to fill up. It would hardly take you about 15 minutes to finish off the entire form filling process. To register for NMAT 2023, you need to go to the website register.nmat.org. This is the website from where you will sign up and then log in into the application portal. So this is the NMAT portal, and here if you see there are two buttons here, the register and the login. If you have written the NMAT examination last year, you would have registered from the same portal and you can use the credential that you used last year for registering this year too. If you have not registered and you're the first time user here, you're writing the exam for the first time, then you need to click on this register button and then go about filling your name, last name, email ID, mobile number, and then fill in the CAPTCHA and create the account. And once you create the account, you will be getting a login ID and a password onto your email. Now, the login ID is your email ID itself, whereas a password will be randomly generated and sent to you. The website takes you through the entire process of form filling. It says you need to first create the profile, fill in the registration form, schedule your exam, take the exam from the comfort of your home, send your scores to the top MBA schools. So these are the processes that you will be following. And these are the processes that require to be fulfilled before you can say that you have completed the entire registration process for the NMAT examination. Now, since I have previously written NMAT exam, so it says credentials sent to email. Since I have already written NMAT couple of times, when I go to this website and start to register, it says this email ID already exists and it asks me whether I need the details of my login ID and the password. And once you click on it, it will say credentials sent to email and it shows the email where it has been sent and please use your credentials to log in. Now, if I go to my email ID, I will be able to find the details. If not, you're going to register and then you will be getting your login ID and the password onto your email ID. So for me, this is how the mail came in as. It gave me a password here and it said click on this link to register. So because I had already registered before, so I just need the password now to log in because the login ID is your email itself. Whereas for people who are registering for the first time, they will also get this mail along with the password mail. Because if you go back to that password mail, it says your user ID has been sent to you in a separate email. So that is this email. And in this email, it says that your user ID is your email ID itself. And it says if you have any problem related to the form filling, you can contact nmatsupport@gmat.com. So this is the email ID which you're going to use to contact the support team of NMAT. And that's mentioned in this email too. So it's pretty much simple. First time users or if you're a repeat user, whatever the case may be, you can generate your password and you can go on to the website again, which is register.nmat.org, registration form you will get here. And then you can just click on the login button, this one, and then log in into the portal using your email ID and the password sent to you. Now, once you log into the portal, you will see that there are few modules that you need to complete. So personal information, contact information, education and work experience, school preference. And if you go forward, you'll also see additional information and then declaration and the payment module. So let's quickly go through each one of them and see what is there in these modules and how easy it will be to fill this up. So the first module is the personal information. You just need to fill up your name, your middle name, last name, your gender, date of birth, and it will automatically calculate your age as on 1st July 2022, which category you belong to. Although the category is not going to matter because there's no reservation for any category in NMAT except for a gender reservation for female, right? So for Narsimoji. Now, nationality, native language, and then you need to upload your photograph. Please go through and see as to what are the requirements of the photograph, and accordingly, please upload. And you also say the maximum file upload limit is 1 MB, and it can be in JPG, JPEG, PNG. These are the formats which are allowed to fill up the for you to upload the photograph. Move forward, and it asks you for your father's name, mother's name, and then the most important part, which is the ID proof, because this is the ID proof that you're going to carry if you're going to the test center to write the exam, or if you're taking it from home, you're going to show this to verify to log into your Examity portal later on to take the exam from home. Because before you you show the identity proof, you will not be able to write the examination. Okay, so this is very important. So you can choose a photo ID and the name as per that ID and the photo ID number. And for the options of photo ID, you have the passport, the UID, which is your Aadhaar card, and the voter's ID, the three options that are given here. Apart from this, you also need to have another ID, which is your signature ID. It can be a debit card or a credit card with signature. If your debit card or a credit card does not have a signature, you cannot use it. A driving license, a PAN card issued by the government, or again, passport issued by the government. So I'm going to choose PAN card here. And once I've done that, I can just go ahead and then click on the next button, and it'll take you to the next part. Now, this part is a contact information. Very simple. You just have to fill in your mobile number, alternate contact number. Mobile number will show up here already because you've already put that in your registration part. Your primary email ID will also show up. If you want to put, you can put a alternate email ID here, and the address for communication. It'll ask you whether your permanent address and the communication address is same. If it is not same, you need to fill up the permanent address separately. Otherwise, you can just mark it as S and go ahead. And the second part is over. That's as simple as that. Quite a short form of short module there to fill up. Third part is your education and work experience. Here, you will get two options here. One is completed or appearing for graduation or attained a master's degree. Now, based on which category you belong to, you can choose it. So if you're doing a master's degree or completed a master's degree, you please click on attain master's degree, and then you can fill up even the master's degree detail. If you're only going to fill up the graduation detail, then this is how it will show up. So you need to fill up your graduate university, the graduate college, the stream that you belong to, and the bachelor degree name and specialization. All of these are drop down, so it's pretty easy to fill up. If your college does not show under the graduate college, the university does not show under the undergraduate university, mark it as others. After you have completed that, you need to choose whether it was a full-time program or not, and then the graduation status, whether completed or not. If you mark it as not completed, then you don't have to fill up the marking scheme here and the CGPA obtained, but you will have to then mention here as to what is the year of passing, and the year of passing is definitely not going to be the current year. Probably it is going to be the next year, isn't it? Also, if you are going to choose here has completed, then what will happen is this place, there'll be drop down shown, and the area which is a blank area where you will fill up your CGPA or the percentage. And in this marking scheme, you can either put your mark as percentage or CGPA out of 10, 9, 8, 7, or 4. So whatever may be the case in your university, according to that, you can fill this up. Either you can put your entire detail as percentages. If it's given in CGPA, you can directly put your CGPA score, unlike CAT, where you have to convert it into percentage. So that is not required for NMAT. Now, if you are having a master's degree, then when you choose master's degree, it will open up the master's degree column also to fill up. If it is not there, you can straight away move on to the work experience detail. It asks you whether you have work experience, and if you have a work experience, then it asks for a type of engagement, which sector you have worked in, and then how many years and months that you have spent in your work. So I put it as 1 year and 2 months. And then it says select industry 1, select industry 2, select industry 3. So it gives you 3 options. If you only worked in one industry, then you can mark it as 1. If you have in multiple, then you can select all these 3 and then fill up in which function have you worked in. Also, it asks you about the last organization that you worked in. So you can mark that too here, and then go ahead and then submit this section 2 and move on to the next section. Now, the next section is the college selection section, where you're going to select which colleges you want to send your score to. And in this, if you read, it says step 1, register for NMAT by GMAT. And step 2, you have to go to the respective school's website and complete the school application form separately. So choosing the school in this form does not mean that you are now going to get a call from that school. No, you need to go fill up that school's forms separately. Okay. Only thing that NMAT will do is they will actually send the score to the school. And if you have filled up the form of that school, then they will get the NMAT score directly from GMAT itself. Right. Now you can select five schools for free. And for all additional schools, you'll have to pay an amount which is mentioned here. Be very careful with filling up the schools, because the first school that you're going to fill up is the NMIMS University's MBA program, because this is why you are writing the NMAT examination in all probabilities. You can keep few other universities which are very, very famous in this, the Xavier University, the KJ Somaiya Institute of Management. You can also put up some international university if you're interested in them. I've just kept it here. I am not recommending any of these colleges here directly. I have put up a video on which colleges to choose. You can just go up and check here on the link, and then you can accordingly take a call. But NMIMS University MBA program, Xavier's University's XUB's HR program are two very big programs that take the NMAT score. KJ Somaiya also takes the NMAT score, so you can even choose KJ Somaiya as one of them. The other colleges, you can just go on to my video, check out, and I have given a detailed understanding of what these colleges are all about. Also, a lot of people just without reading go ahead and apply for colleges like SPGen, colleges like ISB, which is mentioned there. They are not for their core program. They are only for certificate programs. So, for example, it says if your gender is male, below mentioned institutes accept only women applicants. So, for example, you can't just apply to SPGen Management and Research if you are a male candidate. So, be very careful as to what you are applying to. Go ahead, and there's a survey form here. It asks you about where did you come to know about the NMAT, and this is of no consequence. This is only for survey matter. Fill this up. There are plenty of questions there, so just fill this up and move ahead. And then you can fill up the declaration, where you have to click on this I agree button, put your name, your date, and date of filling up the application will automatically come up. And then you'll go ahead and make the payment. The payment that needs to be made is 2,800 plus taxes, which will come to 3,304, which is 3,304. And once you make the payment, your registration is over. After you have made the payment, you will get a message like this, where you will get an NMAT by GMAT ID. Note this ID down. You'll also get a mail on this and the payment transaction down, because if there is any problem with your payment transaction, you need to get back with this ID to GMAT, right? Print this registration form, keep a copy handy, because this will be helpful for you whenever you are corresponding with GMAT. After you have completed this entire process, when you log in from now on, this is what you will see. And you will also have a lot of other tabs showing up here. So the first one is additional school preference, which means if you want to apply for any other school where you want to send the NMAT form, you can click on this button and then give your preference. You may have to make a payment if you have already chosen 5 schools. Second, the scheduling of the test you can do by clicking on the book exam slot. So it typically comes up only after 5 to 10 minutes of you having made the payment. And whenever you're doing a retake, the retake will also turn up here. Okay. So view your exam status, your admit card will come here, your scorecard will be generated here, and the begin exam tag is also here once the date of the exam is scheduled, and on that particular date, you can see that a tab also becoming a dark blue tab where you can click and go ahead. Now, there is also a link here saying demo test for online mode, candidate system check. If you actually click on that, it will take you to the demo test for online mode. And it says, so step 1, check system readiness for proctored interaction. And you can check it. It'll take you to another page where it'll show you Examity will ensure your computer is ready. So it'll say hardware and the software requirements. And once you're sure that this is ready and this is acceptable, you know that you can take the test also from your home, and there should be no problem running this test from home. This is a home test readiness check. Now, going back here, the next thing that you would like to do is to schedule the examination date. So for that, you're going to click on this book my exam slot. Once you click on it, it'll show this pop-up. And in this pop-up, it says if you have scheduled your first attempt at the test center and then you can't schedule the exam to an online proctored exam or home, vice versa. So it says if you have scheduled your first attempt at the test center, then you can't reschedule that exam to an online proctored exam or home, vice versa. Which means what? Which means once you have chosen your mode for your attempt, you cannot change it. So you can't say that, right now I'm going to book a slot for take from home, and then after that later I will reschedule it to a test center mode. That's not possible. Vice versa is also not possible. So be very sure where you would like to take the test, whether you want to take it at the test center or at home, because later on you cannot reschedule it. When you are scheduling your retake, if you're going to write the NMAT multiple times, then the second attempt you can again change your preference and choose accordingly. And below this now, if you see, there is also, please select the exam mode. So how would you like to take the GMAT exam? So I'm going to choose the first option, which is test center, and then submit this option. What do you see here? You will see that the exam dates which are available. This is showing for last year because I'm showing you the last year's portal. I'm not paid the payment for this year to show you this year's portal, but this year the exam is starting on 10th of October, so it will accordingly show the dates, and 19th December will be the last date. And once you get into this, it again says what all needs to be carried. It says you require to carry a confirmation letter received over email. This can be shown on your mobile or taken as a printout of the admit card and 2 valid IDs, and the detail of the IDs are also given here, right? So this is something that you are confirming, and you're saying that you agree to this. And it also has a reschedule policy and a cancellation policy, which I would suggest all of you to go ahead and read. And then after you have read everything, check it that you have read the policy, and then go ahead. Now, this is what it will show as a date from when to when you can take this exam. And then when you go on and look at the month, so here I've taken October month, it will show me which slot is available currently. So it says 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. And this is for the slot in Chennai City and MBC Online Center. Okay, so there'll be multiple centers probably in your city. In Chennai, there were multiple centers before. So check out as to which center you would like to take, put the city details and the center detail, and you'll see on which are the slots available for that particular month. Once I click on this particular slot, it says that NMAT by GMAT, and then it says I've checked the policy, and 18th October 9 a.m. is this particular slot, and where is the address of that particular place. And if you want, you can now confirm this particular slot for you, and it will be scheduled on 9 a.m. on 18th October if you choose this. Now, if this is not what you want to do, because you don't want to take the test at the test center, but you want to go take it from home only, then what you can do is you can click on online proctored at home. And once you do that, it will take you to the examinee site, and here you have scheduled the exam. So make an appointment. So click on that, and it will give you all the slot details here. Now you can choose whichever slots you want, and there'll be a lot of slots available for take from home right now, whereas the test center slots will only be open slowly. The test centers don't want to optimize the usage of the computer. Okay, so don't get panicked if you're not seeing a test center slot at your place. You can wait for some time and see whether, the slot, as and when the slots open up, you can schedule your examination. So that's about the scheduling part. So you can either take it from home or take it from the test center, but you will have to decide as to where you want to take it, because you cannot reschedule the mode of the examination that you have fixed for the first time. Okay, so make sure that this is done accordingly. Once you have completed this, the next part is to go ahead and apply for the NMIMS form, application form. The NMIMS application form is available at nmat.nmims.in. And when you go there, you will see this banner, scroll down, and you will see step 1, step 2 here for completing the NMIMS process. On this step 2, it is very clearly mentioned that you need your GMAC ID to complete this process. So GMAC ID is what I've shown you before. At the time of payment, the screen that has come up, you would have also got a mail on that. So that ID will be used to fill up the NMIMS form. Now, without that ID, you cannot fill up the NMIMS form. So that's mandatory. So this is the second step to follow. Fill up the NMIMS form. Make sure you have filled up the NMIMS form before taking the exam, because if you fill it up after taking the exam, you cannot apply to NMIMS with that score. And NMIMS will not take the second attempt or the third attempt score, which means that score has gone waste and you will not be able to apply for the MBA program at NMIMS. So that's about the session. I hope this was useful for you. Apart from this particular video, we have also come out with a lot of other videos for you for CAT form filling, and also for the tips about the NMAT form filling and the NMIMS form filling. So these are available on the YouTube channel. You can go and check that out. The CAT form filling link is also given here. So you can just check that out too if you have any doubts. I've also come up with videos on NCOBC form filling tips, as well as the EWS form filling tips, which is available on the on our YouTube channel. So do subscribe the channel, and we'll come out with more videos for you. You'll also have videos on SNAP, ZAT, and IFT coming up. Also, we'll come up with colleges like SPGen, where the B school form itself is quite complicated. We'll have a separate video for that too. All the best to all of you for your CAT and the upcoming examinations. Do subscribe our channel. Thank you.